So this training is database administration, SQL Server database administration training. See, I want to give you clarity in the beginning only because here we have development and administration. So generally what happens, if you go to real-time environment, 3 different servers will be there. Minimum, every project. You go to any project and minimum 3 servers will be there, like this. This is development server. Who is going to work with development server? Developer. After that, QA server, test engineers team will be there. They're going to work with it. And in the same way, we have production also. DBA will be there. So where you are going to work in production, because here important thing is we are going to store end users data in production. So coming to development server and QA server, we are going to work with only test data, right? So production is always important because production we are going to store customers data. In the same way, what is the purpose of databases? To store different types of data. See, here we are working with RDBMS databases, Relational Database Management System. Microsoft SQL Server is RDBMS database, no doubt. In the same way, in these databases, data stores in the form of tables. There is no other facility. We have the only way we have is tables. In the form of tables only, we are going to store data, right? So because of tables, what happens? Relation between tables is possible. How that works, I'll explain clearly. Don't worry. In the same way, what is the advantage of working with R environment? Microsoft SQL Server environment means security. It can provide top level security. In the same way, performance it can provide. Performance means speed. Accessing speed of the database. Accessing speed of the database comes under performance. Suppose you are working with some production database. You are maintaining database means some customers must be there. Some customers will be there, right? And so your customers are working with your database and they store data in our database. When they want to perform operations in database, it is taking long time for execution. That means there is no performance for our database. Then who is going to work with your database? Tell me. See, if you are not able to provide performance, then nobody is going to work with you, no doubt, right? And so performance means what? Speed. Accessing speed of the database comes under performance. So performance is also really important. In the same way, treatment for null values and duplicate data, that is also really important for us. Okay. So major scenarios, whatever we are going to implement and whatever required for the databases to work efficiently, these are the key points. Okay. So here important thing is tables creation, relation between tables, performance tuning. So avoid duplicate data, null values. These are all you are going to work in this development environment. Right? So development means what? Creating tables, creating relations between tables, working with commands, working with queries, stored procedure, working with programs. These are all comes under development activities. So it is not a development training. It is pure DBA training. Pure development DBA training we are going to do. Okay, na? And I'll give you more clarity on this, how it is going to work. So some questions here. See, what is the purpose of database? That is clear. It is used to store data. Why we are using databases, RDBMS databases? The reason is it can provide security, performance, and lot of features there, right? These are all reasons why we are working with the databases, right? And of course, see, you can use file system to store data, but generally we will not go for a file system because file system means relations between tables, security, performance. These are all you cannot implement by using file system. That's why generally we are not going to use those file system scenarios. Got my point? So now when I'm talking about these things, these scenarios, you'll get common doubt here. Okay, fine. From where the data is moving, this is the data, the way of movement, like development to QA, QA to production. These are minimum servers we are using in every project. Maximum we cannot predict it. Number of databases, number of servers, that depends on your client. Number of servers, number of databases, right? And so now your important thing is, suppose in development environment, some tables created by developer. So now the same database is deployed from development environment to production. There is some database developed in development server, then testing is done, then deployed to production. After deploy to production, users are going to interact with the databases. See here, important things: deployment, go live. No confusion. See, in the beginning, development will be started. Development finished, testing finished, production. So whatever the database there, I mean developed in our project, that database you are going to create in production server. That is called a deployment. So after finishing this, go live means your application user, your end user is going to work with your database. Your end user is going to interact with your database. Is it clear? Right? So even this task is also known as migration. We are going to work practically. Database migrations that we are going to work out in the coming days. So okay, fine, leave it. So that means now whatever the database developed, that is there in the production now. Whatever the database developed here, that is there in the production. So now requirement got changed. Your client is asking for some new features. Listen carefully. Your client is asking for new features. For that, you are going to implement, you have to create some new tables. And some new tables you are going to create. So where you are going to create those new tables? In production? Right, because it's already, database is already there in the production, right? That's my point. And now you have to send request to the development, then they are going to develop it, then it is going to deploy. So these are the things will be there. That means development activity is different, DBA activity is different. But DBA is going to work with the tickets, ticket resolutions. Ticket means what? Issues. For example, database is there in production. What happens? Application is going to interact with our production databases. Application user, customer, end user is going to interact with our production databases, right? And if they are really facing any issue, you are going to resolve. The issue coming from the client to DBA, we call it as what? A ticket. What is the meaning of ticket? The error, whatever the user is facing, you are going to resolve that error. That is called a ticket. So ticket priorities, that and all there, we'll discuss. So when that ticket comes, you're going to resolve issues. In the same way, for example, I said like what type of tasks will be there in this development environment, and tables creation, working with the commands, working with the queries, working with the stored procedures, so programs, this type of tasks I said. Okay, fine. Now in production, user is facing some issue with the queries. Query suppose taking time taking for execution. Okay, fine. They will raise the ticket. You are going to resolve issue because you are DBA. You have to resolve that issue. But remember, you don't know what is query. You don't know what is table, right? And how can you resolve query related issue? Am I right or not? So why I'm discussing these points, now, what are the prerequisites there for this DBA course? No prerequisites, but little SQL development knowledge. What is table? What is query? How to write query? What is stored procedure? This type of indexes also. This type of knowledge is required for a DBA because we are going to resolve some issues related to those things, those scenarios. You don't worry. That also I'm going to discuss in this training also. You don't need to worry about that. Got my point. And coming to next scenario. So now you just forget about these things, development and QA. See, as a DBA, we are going to perform configurations. So we are going to resolve tickets, maximum related to production or production related databases. Right? So development QA also you are going to perform some tasks, but basic tasks only we are going to perform. That's why just forget about them. Okay, na? So let's go to next step. So I said like different scenarios we are going to do DBA. Generally, see why I'm giving this information. Generally we feel like see from the beginning of the session, I'm talking about tickets. Right, and I'm talking about tickets. So we feel like, okay, fine, we are going to work with only tickets. That is what DBA task, DBA duty. Not only that, we have to work with some configurations. What are those? I'll explain clearly. Don't worry. So before going to discuss much about tickets, let's discuss about configurations. Installation, SQL installation you have to do, but I'm just giving you overview because this is introduction class, right? Tomorrow's class onwards, we can discuss in depth of all these things, right? And installation, so about the databases. So security purpose, you are going to work with backup, and in the same way restore is also there. Backup database, restore database. And security related scenarios, creating logins, providing permissions, canceling permissions, right? And so in the same way, DR plan implementation and high availability implementation. Okay, now? That means you create duplicate environment for production. You're working with some production. If your production lost, failed, what to do? That's my point. And if your production is failed, what to do? That there is some spell mistake and English వచ్చు, please. But by mistake typed any spell mistake, the mistakes please don't mind, please. So these are the implementations we are going to do. In the same database migration, you are only going to perform. Upgrade, you are only going to perform. Migration means, see, transferring database from server to server. We have seen, we discussed. Upgrade means lower version to higher version of the SQL server. In the same DB mail configurations, mail means messaging purpose. For example, you are working with some production, something failed, you should get some alert, then only you can go ahead and resolve the issue, right? And DB mails configurations. So DR plan high availability means log shipping, mirroring, replication, always on availability group, those are all will comes under that one, right? And coming to next scenario, resource related scenarios. Resources means hardware, CPU, disk, memory. Memory means what? RAM, right? So these are all our duty, but I want to remove it from here. Resource, just monitoring. We cannot do anything related to resource. Suppose some RAM is required, can you add it? You cannot add it, right? You have to request it to hardware team. So approvals, I'll discuss everything, don't worry. How to get approvals, how to send emails, everything I'll discuss. So these are the configurations we are going to do. It is not only ticket based. Database administration is not only ticket based. Some configurations you are going to do. See, not only configure, monitoring also. For example, you schedule some database backup. You schedule some database backup. After that, you have to monitor it every day, right? And you have to monitor that backup every day. Okay, now. So configuration part to monitoring part, different things there. Next, tickets. Some SLAs will be there. Tickets means service level agreement. Generally, this type of agreement will be done in the beginning of the project. Generally, based on SLA, ticket priorities and resolution timings will be defined. Different SLAs, different priorities. So, for example, I'm giving you some priorities. P1, immediate resolution required. Some critical issues comes under P1. P2, you can take 48 hours time for the resolution. P3, 4 days time for the resolution. P4, 1 week time for the resolution. So based on ticket type, resolution timing will be there. Based on what again? SLA only. SLA only, right? That is the point. So ticket based work you are going to do, in the same configurations also you are going to do. This is what database administration. Configurations, so monitoring also. Ticket resolutions also. Right. So coming to next scenario now. Suppose you are DBA. The advantage of working as DBA is maximum same task will be there. What will be there? Same task. Maximum. Same tasks, even configuration level or ticket level, whatever it. For example, configuration level. Today you are configuring log shipping, for example. Log shipping means what? Duplicate server configuration. See, you are maintaining some production. Security purpose, what we are doing, we are going to create some duplicate environment for production. Right, Amy? So today you are doing log shipping means you are performing some steps. After that, whenever you are going to configure log shipping, same steps will be there. Similar steps will be there. Right? And in the same way, suppose today you got some ticket, you resolved ticket by following some steps. In our career, whenever you are getting same ticket, you are going to work with same resolution. Same resolution will be there, no doubt. Okay, now. For example, there is some error. Long running query. Error in the sense ticket. Configuration, we have taken log shipping example. Coming to ticket, I'm taking this example. Long running query. There is some query running in the production. Now it is taking long time for the execution. So they will raise the ticket. What happens? So they are going to raise the ticket. So you are going to check the reason. Sometimes we can go for RCA also, root cause analysis. Better to go for RCA. Then you can find out resolution and resolve issue. Some network issues or some index related issues, some deadlocks or blocking issues, right? And resource issues, let empty be full issues, log file full issues, some reasons there. I'll discuss all these things practically. These are all real-time tickets we're going to discuss in this training. So anyhow, you resolve this issue. After that, whenever you get same ticket, long running query, same resolution, same checking will be there, same, and the same resolution also there. You know. So why I'm discussing these points, you know, it is even suitable for non-technical people also, because here we are not going to write any coding. But one thing is important, you need some queries knowledge. Not mandatory, see, not mandatory, like at least how to create table, how to write query, basic things. Basic things only. That I'm going to discuss. Don't worry about that. I'll take care of those things for DBA participants. Okay, now. And coming to next scenario, how we are going to receive these tickets, because we maintain ticket tools and we are going to use some ticket tools. So by using these ticket tools, we can get ticket tool means what? It's like your email ID only, but it is especially for client communication purpose regarding tickets, sending information, getting information, remedy, HP OpenView, Oracle CRM OD, right? Service now, different ticket tools there in the market. And CRMs. Got my point? And so these are all we are going to use. No doubt. But I want to give you how the ticket is working. I mean, how this environment will be working. See, generally what happens, you know, we are going to work with some clients and just assume that this is your client place. Your client is from New York. I'm sorry. So just assume that your databases and database servers located in this place. You are working for some organization in India. What they give in this organization, they will give you system, official email ID of the company, in the same ticket to tool access account. Of course, they will give you salary also. Don't worry. So now what happens, you know, client side people will be there. We call them as customers, end users, right? And so they are going to work with these databases. When they are working with these databases, generally what happens, you know, they face some issues and errors. So if they face any issue, client will send it to your ticket to tool in the form of a ticket. Ticket means the error message you received from the client, because that error client is facing, user is facing that error, right? And that comes to your ticket to tool. in this case, what's happening, you know, you are going to accept the ticket. How you are going to accept a ticket? You are connecting to ticket to tool. They will give you some account in ticket to tool. How you are getting mail account, right? And so you're going to connect, accept the ticket. Then you are going to resolve issue. Then you are going to close ticket. This is what you are going to do. Accept a ticket, resolve a ticket, and close ticket. How it is possible? Because see, you are going to connect to these databases and database servers from your system. RDP, remote desktop. You can access them, you can work with them, you can resolve issues. So this is the thing, when ticket means, these are the things we are going to do. See, in production environment means not only DBA team, and along with the DBA team, other teams also working there, no doubt. Different teams will be working in this environment. That's my point, Andy. But you are a DBA, your account is DBA, and you are going to resolve tickets related to DB database. But remember, sometimes we are going to work with other teams also. Suppose you are trying to resolve some issue, you need help from some other team, you can take help from them, no problem. Sometimes you are going to help other teams also. This type of work maximum we are going to do. You are not going to write any programs, even queries we are not going to write in production. Right, monitoring activities, ticket resolutions, you are going to do. Right. In the same way, where suppose you joined with some organization as a DBA, fresh organization, fresh project, new project, building from the scratch. So where your task is going to start? SQL Server installation. This is the starting step. SQL Server installation. Okay, fine. When you are going to practice SQL Server, you are going to install directly in our laptops. That is only for practice purpose, but real time somewhat different. Of course, same installation will be there. Same installation will be there, but different scenarios. We have to discuss those things. What are the prerequisites there? How you are going to perform installations? How you are going to set up the things? How you are going to coordinate with other teams for finishing this installation? What are the teams we are going to work with? What is instance? What amount of disk space is required? What amount of RAM is required? How many processors required? Right, Andy? In-depth, that is called in-depth of the training, real time. You have to practice. Some points you cannot practice here because you are not into real time. So you have to remember them. You have to watch these videos. Right. So where it is going to start actually installation, then database creation. After that, you can go for a different configuration. So ticket related scenarios. So you can do them later. SQL installation database creation is important for us. Architecture of the SQL server. When we are working with SQL server, what are the things going to happen inside architecture? How data is going to store in SQL server? architecture level. These are all really important for us. These things we are going to discuss. I'm going to provide you recording sessions access, soft copy material, interview questions. These things definitely I can provide. If you want, I can provide you a SQL Server developer material also. Right, if you have time, if you want to practice the things. I'm sorry, wait. If you want to practice. So these things we have. Right, and so these are the things from my end. Tomorrow I'm going to start with installation related scenarios. Now tell me if you have any questions related to this training, please. Any questions from today's class? Anybody?
Hi, sir. Very good evening. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Tell me.
Sir, with regard to SQL, MS SQL, right now we are training about Microsoft SQL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when we learn about these basic queries or to create and everything, will that queries will be same like Oracle SQL?
Same. But see, platform is going to change and a little bit syntaxes are going to change. But because these are all RDBMS databases only, right? And
okay.
So same will be there. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
But administration is different. SQL administration or Oracle administration is different.
Yeah, sir. But while writing queries or anything, they are close to each other, right?
They are almost same.
Okay. And one more thing regarding you have said 2 points regarding migration and daily backups. Migration in the sense it will be from some version or some software vendor to Microsoft SQL.
No. Here migration is SQL to SQL only.
Okay.
SQL to SQL only.
Why we will be doing it, sir?
Sorry?
What is the reason now? Like, what is the scenario we will be doing migration?
Because you have to transfer database from development to test, development to production, right?
Okay.
Okay, na?
Okay. And regarding daily backups, it is configured. It is a one-time activity, sir, or it will be like we will be doing it daily?
Migration you are talking about?
No, sir. Daily backups.
It is scheduled.
Okay.
No doubt. Okay, no?
Yes. Thank you.
Like anybody, any questions, please?
Hello.
Yeah, Arun, tell me.
Yeah. Are we going to learn any cloud-based administration works like Azure
Not
cloud?
completely, like basic things.
Okay, like migrating to cloud, that concepts.
No. That is different scenario again.
Okay.
Okay, no?
Okay.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, right, guys. See you tomorrow then.
Okay.